everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the last week of November, which is the 24th through the 30th. So this is Thanksgiving week for those of us in the US. If you didn't know, our Canadian friends up north celebrate their Thanksgiving in October. Um, so that's why I say that. Long story short, actually was considering using a Christmas collection for this week, holiday collection. I personally celebrate Christmas myself. But there's like two things. Hold on, let me back up. So I was considering using a holiday collection because like Thanksgiving is just the day where I eat a lot of food. So it's not like the biggest holiday to me. It's a day off. I do Black Friday shopping and I eat a lot of food. So I was like, mentally, I'm like getting ready for Christmas anyway. However, there wasn't a lot of Christmas spreads or Christmas collections that I like fell in love with this year. So, after the quick switcheroo with the Dash of Sun collection, I was like, oh no, what am I gonna put here? I don't have anything. Surprisingly, I don't have a lot of gold fall spreads. Um, the only one I can think of off the top of my head at this point in time is the one Sadie's Mystery, but it was beachy, and I was like, I can't really use that in November. I can't. I could have probably pulled that off in September, but I can't really pull that off in November. I didn't even mention what this kit is. My bad. So okay, reset. So yeah, that was the story of how we ended up with this collection here. So that's that. I was like, where? How did I get here? Oh, this voiceover is starting off really great. So this is the Pretty Pink Hose. Oh, the July mystery. Um, I am not subscribed to the Pretty Pink Hose mystery as much as I would love to be subscribed to the Pretty Pink Hose mystery. I'm actually stopping most of my subscriptions because I want to be able to choose from a shop again. But this mystery was, I found it on a D stash and I was like, I will pick this one up because this one is it's just stunning. I love the colors. It's got like the purples, and it's foiled in their regular gold, I believe, which I feel like I'm a light gold girly, so I would have preferred it possibly in light gold, but the regular gold works with this one. Um, and I really, really loved their like rippable washi sheet. My only wish is I wish that they would make them slightly bigger. I wish they would move to the like overlay type of pattern that Paper Trail Plans, not Sadie's doesn't have the washi. Oh my goodness, Starlight, Saucy, Dash, that those shops offer. Because this specific, like the size of their terrible washi is not long enough for the column. Actually, it does not go from top to bottom in a column if you were to use it that way. Um and the way they designed this one, it's like in a weird place you couldn't just like rip it diagonally. Now that one's on me for wanting to keep all of that text together because that's what really intrigued me about this specific pattern. But um I wish they would just make it longer or move to like the full size sheet. Different shops are going to offer their own thing, right? Like, but that is always one of my apprehensions, or one of the things when I pull out a Pretty Pink kit, I'm like, right, this doesn't span the full width. And I know I sound like I'm complaining. I'm just trying to describe, like, I mean, every shop has kind of their challenges, or not challenges, their own format that you kind of have to navigate. And since the Pretty Pink Co's format in general is not like one of my favorite formats, their full boxes, stunning. I love their full boxes. I love the clip art they use. Um, for me though, their like label boxes or functional boxes are not my favorite. Um, and I find it difficult to do my day by day stuff with their, but and then that's just on me, right? I'm just not like, I'm not the person that likes the full length box situation. So that's entirely like a personal problem. But if you were to ask me, less the full length boxes, more of the midi boxes. That's just and less swatches actually. I'm sorry, this video has now derailed into me complaining about the Pretty Pink Coast format, but in all honesty, I do love their artwork, the artwork they choose to use, um, and like the deco that they typically have with their collections, which means probably that I should just, when I order from the Pretty Pink Co, just order their deco, like their decorative kit, or um get their creative kit, because um I think for me, like I said, their boxes is not the best, but I can always work around not having boxes in a kit. Um so yeah, this video has started off in a, or this voiceover has started off in a very strange place. And I think it mostly comes down to the fact that I don't use Pretty Pink Co's kits very often. Because when I do, it's a experience that I'm like, oh right, I have to work around this. Um, but that does not minimize how gorgeous the artwork is. That does not minimize the fact that like they put a lot of care and work into their kits. Um, I do wish their shipping times were a little bit better. They did get better, but then they're not better anymore. Um, but yeah, I don't want to downplay how gorgeous this collection is. Like if it wasn't gorgeous, I wouldn't have picked it up, right? Um, it's just sometimes I really struggle. I really struggle with their collections sometimes. So what I set out to do, what I knew I was going to do was use the rippable washi. So my vision, I saw the book stuff and I was like, let's keep that together, put it in one corner. And then the other half of the rippable washi, I looked at it and I kind of saw like a wall or like the outside of a structure. And that's why I pulled in the window there. Um, so that's kind of like what I knew. And I then pulled in their 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 florals are always stunning too. I feel like this video is me kind of like complimenting and then not you know what I mean? Um but this is just my experience with the Pretty Pink Co kit, to be very, very honest with you. Um their florals, top tier. I always like mentioned previously, like I don't really look at florals usually, but for a Pretty Pink Co kit, I'm like, dang, the florals are about let me think. About 50% of the time it's the art, and about 50% of the other time it's the florals. Honestly. I I don't know how they've designed their florals or how they do it that makes them stand out from every other shop. But their floral design, top tier. Their trace foiling on their florals, top tier. Like I just, it's kind of like it's like mostly like the functional stuff that I really struggle with. Um, so I'm sorry. This video's. I'm sorry if you're a TPPC fan. I do like them. I just, you don't see them very often because of the things I've mentioned. Um, so I'm gonna try to stop listing off my grievances. I know, I'm sorry. I really am. We're not doing this voiceover again though, because I'm not. I'm just not. So, yeah, the deco page, the journal kit page 2, I think it's the journal kit. It's one of the decos. It's the one with the scenes, and I love that they've transitioned away from like the kind of boxy squared off scenes to these like kind of paint swatchy scenes. Um they're just they're just so beautiful. Again, I love the deco. I always make sure to pull in their florals. This is a collect like their kits, always pull in their florals. I don't actually really think about florals on top of florals when I use their kits, to be very honest with you. Like I'm just like, yeah, let's just they're stunning. The way that the Pretty Pink Co um designs their florals, gorgeous. Okay. So yeah. So I will admit the rest of the sidebar I had no idea what I was going to do. That's why we have this kind of like florals with foils and other thing composition on it. I didn't really think about it. Um so that's on me. And yeah, I really liked how this kit looked. Like the visuals of this kit were really pretty. I love the colors. I feel like I'm just looping around in the circles until we go to the day by day, which should be pretty soon. But yeah, that's kind of it for the base. I'm gonna kick myself if we're not yet at the day. Yes, thank you. This voiceover. Okay, so the day by day. Um, start with the coffee Monday, and then we had a dinner date this night. Why do we have a dinner date? I don't know. Don't really remember. Don't really remember why. Um, just because we did. We just did. It's nice to have a dinner date. I've mentioned before that um we try to have at least one solid um dinner date with just the two of us once a month, just to remember um the what's the word I want to use, the foundation of this family is the two of us right now. So if we don't remember to take care of the two of us, this family kind of, it doesn't fall apart, but we don't want to lose ourselves in this relationship. So yeah, I don't remember exactly why we had a dinner date, but we did. I finished that night with some planning time. Since this was the week of Black Friday, the sticker shops had started getting their Black Friday um designs in order. They started, telling PR teams, this is the sales, blah 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 blah. So I was doing my PR things because I was still having enough energy to do all of the PR things. If you noticed, I've like greatly reduced some of that stuff because I'm just exhausted. um but I started prepping some of the infographics and my own, not for the shop, my own infographics and stories for the shops for Black Friday. um and hold on, where are we? It was a rainy day that day, and then I did some voiceovers. On Wednesday we had a Dr. Coffee run, since this was pre um Thanksgiving, and I was the boss. I believe I was still the boss at the time. My supervisor was not back yet. I said, you know what? Everybody go home, enjoy your pre Thanksgiving day. We worked really hard because we had a couple of rough production weeks. Go home and enjoy yourself. Go home and enjoy yourself. There's not much going on. The facility is fine. I'll stay a little bit just to make sure everything is good. Go home. So I went home afterwards to play with Bub, and then we had McDonald's for dinner on Thursday. Thursday was Thanksgiving Day. Um, I did some PR things, of course, because of Black Friday. So I had a lot of things prepped. And yeah, our Thanksgiving. So we do Thanksgiving at my in laws and then at my family's. But my family's, we usually just drop Bub off. But we do make an appearance, have a little plate to eat, and then go home. But that day, dinner ended up being later, not late, later than we anticipated at my in-laws because the oven died, and apparently a lot of people's oven died this year. Like it was a pretty common occurrence. So we had to wait because they had to go ask a neighbor to finish cooking the food in their oven. It was just like, I'm not upset because I'm not cooking, but at the same time I was like, I was kind of planning on, you know, doing things, had stuff to do. Because like I said, Thanksgiving is just it's just a day off. It's not like a huge holiday to me, so I care more about Black Friday in all honesty. So I did some sticker shopping because some shops did some pre-black, like early bird Black Friday stuff. Then the following day was Black Friday. I still had to go to work, but it was okay. It was a low key day. It actually was only me and one other person plus my supervisor. She had been back that day. Because we still had to do cells inside of the facility. I think right now what's happening on the screen is I forgot to stop and start at the correct time. Um, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I realized what happened. I never finished editing the not the raw footage, but like the pre-voiceover stuff. So I was like, the screen's staying still. Nothing's happening. What's going on? Because I didn't finish uploading everything so that I could finish my voiceover. That's what you get for not checking beforehand. I normally do like a solid check to make sure that everything is good, but I didn't. So let's get back on track. On Saturday, hold on. No, I was talking about, I didn't finish Friday. Let me just do a quick wrap up of Friday. Friday was Black Friday. I had to go to work. Still had to do some work because there was actual work in the facility. Got myself a Starbucks because it was only me and one other coworker, plus my supervisor, who I convinced to let us go home because the Eagles were playing at home and I didn't want to be in the city. And then I got some Happy Mail. It was the Sadie's November mystery. Now I can move on to this voiceover. Ooh. I can move on to Saturday. Saturday we had a grocery run. I napped with a bub. And then I made dinner, meaning I made quesadillas. I usually only do quesadillas or what we like to call MSG rice. Those are like the only things I really cook around here. And then on Sunday, did some more PR things. We had the first snow, and then I was just feeling overwhelmed. I don't really know why now, but this is probably just thinking about pregnancy stuff. So that's the spread. Again, I love the colors of this collection. I love the art. I really, really enjoyed how I used the terrible washi in this collection. And then here are the leftovers. Quite a bit left, but you do get a lot with a Pretty Pink Co mystery. I would subscribe to their mystery, except monies, and I'm not doing any more subscriptions. Only one subscription. So that is the video. I hope you enjoyed it, no matter how chaotic it was. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a little like. Leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below. And I would be so happy if you joined my little channel here by subscribing. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.